Food has no boundaries. Everyone treasures their own cuisines, but for newcomers, food takes on other meanings. They diligently preserve their cuisine to give a taste of home to their new American home, instill the love of their home country to their children, and lastly, proudly represent their culture in our America the Beautiful. Spice and Recipe does all the above by introducing recipes from different countries enriched with human stories and comparison of tradition. Hi, I'm Mike DiGiacomo, a born and raised American and a food lover, and I invite you to join me as we discover the origins of flavor, the journey of spices, and the recipes of the world. Hello, welcome to Spice and Recipe. I'm Mike DiGiacomo, and this is our 14th and final episode. Listen, we've had 13 recipes from around the world. That's right, 13 different countries, and all of them, except for Costa Rica, was filmed right here in Omaha, Nebraska, in the heartland of America. And I have reached a few conclusions about this season. Number one, the spiciest dish, because I love spice, the spiciest dish in the show is Tom Yum Goong. You know where that's from. That's from Thailand. That's where the country that brought that. That was the spiciest dish that we had. And then all the spices were unique, but I think this Urfa pepper and the use of soy sauce in a white pepper, otherwise known as barn pepper, that was really new to me. And number three, and one of the surprising ingredients that we had is the chicken cubes or the base. And almost half the recipes that we had this season were revolved around chicken, beef, or vegetarian cubes in it. So here's a short clip of what I'm talking about. We're using peppers, and we should have a pepper eating contest toward the end of the segment. What do you think? No, okay.
You can stop for it.
No, we're using peppers in today's show. What are we making?
Tom Yum Goong.
This is the soup, right?
Yes.
Is it very similar to how it's made in Thailand?
Yes.
Yeah. You haven't changed it to
No.
fit with how the American taste buds are, have
No,
you?
we're gonna have to have all of this for the Tom Yum. And the
Okay.
fish sauce.
I snuck
is
the bottle.
similar.
I saw you poured out of this bottle, and I went and grabbed the bottle. Like, we gotta show the fine people of Omaha what it's a fish sauce.
It's similar to the Italian anchovy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't smell
But-
great. If I were to eat one of those, what would happen to me? How hot is that?
You better have a glass of milk
An ambulance?
ready.
Here comes the heat right now. Hold on. It's the pepper. The peppers, they'll get you. They'll sneak up on you if you put too much in. I go three, okay? I find that a lot. A lot of immigrants come to the United States. Maybe that wasn't their expertise in the country they came from, but they bring it over, and all of a sudden, they want to share their foods with Omaha and the world over here. Okay, let's get to what you're going to make. What are we making today?
Adana kebab.
So the Urfa pepper is,
on the right side.
okay, it's right here.
Yeah.
So this is ground down. It's
Yes. With
so this
Turkish
is what
we
it looks
call
like.
Urfa pepper or isot, they're
Yeah,
called.
gotcha. And put it on, right?
Okay, and
And just kind of
push it, yeah, down.
Push it down.
Yep. And you can, a little bit.
This is cool, and anybody can do this at home. It's not, now that we know the secrets,
Yes.
we can do this at home.
Istanbul is the biggest city compared to here.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
Yes.
Istanbul, right?
Yes.
That's the biggest city in Turkey. Can you give us some of the culture of Istanbul? I'm sure there's a lot of different people and foods and spices that come from that area.
Turkey, especially Istanbul, has like a 72nd ethnic group. It's a big city and population over 80 million right now in Istanbul, and big metropolitan city. And every people, when they move to the city, they bring their culture, their foods in the city.
Yeah.
So that's why you are lucky to taste every other kind of food and different traditional regions. The region has a different taste food, and you can taste it in Istanbul.
Yeah, but there's no difference compared to whether you're on the European side or the Asian side, is there?
No.
Would you know any different?
No, there is no difference. All big city, just divided into two continents. So.
And then we can put pepper in it as well. And maybe I'll just do a little bit. So this is white pepper.
Okay. What's the difference between white pepper and black pepper?
Black pepper, if I'm not mistaken, is the unripe. No. White pepper is the unripe pepper, and the black pepper is more fermented, and they have very different tastes. So the
Right.
white pepper has what we would call
Well,
maybe we describe it as barnyard. But if you compare that to black pepper,
it's very different.
Black pepper has a
Why'd you say
seed-
barnyard? Because it does taste like, it kind of smells Kind of smells like a farm.
It's something when I was working for Conagra.
I think that's a great description. It's like I'm on a cattle lot.
right.
Yeah.
So
The barnyard pepper I can taste.
the barnyard pepper, and to me it's not quite sweet enough, so I'm going to add a little bit more sugar.
So you just pour that over the cabbage. Mix it up.
Decent, since we kind of eyeballed it.
That's
Yep.
great. Very
That is
light.
good.
You're right. It's not like American slaw.
Now, the last ingredient here is the coup bouillon, right? So we
What did you say that was?
coup bouillon. You
bouillon.
know, it's basically like chicken base.
Okay.
In a
Is it like-
professional
it's like a
kitchen right here,
bouillon?
It's a bouillon. It's
Yeah.
a bouillon cube or chicken base.
Yeah.
If you want to keep this like vegetarian or you want to keep it vegan, don't use any of this, right? But if you want to add this to it, again, some of
more flavor,
African
a little more meat.
flavor. We grew up just using that in our cooking. So if I were making you African food and I don't use it, it would be like I'm missing out on the element.
Yeah.
However, now people are trying to kind of use like organic. It's a company that sells organic coup bouillon
Okay.
because some African chef feels like we want the natural flavor of just ingredient.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, I want to kind of mention that because some people will say, why are you
Yeah,
using
for
it?
sure.
You know, but so I use the less of it but today I want to give you the real taste of Africa, right?
Okay.
That's why I'm doing this.
So there you have it. Now, the purpose of this show is to find recipes from around the world that are easy to make, because we know if they're hard to make, you may not go out and make those dishes. They'll never be made. You can check our website for each recipe, from snacks to picnic food to stews and pasta dishes. And here's a look back on some of those. Food in China is tied to people's emotions. And so I'm going to try something right here. This is emotional connection here. Nichi le mahong. How'd I do? Did that make any sense? This is Hong right here. Did
Yeah.
this make any sense?
Yeah,
It wasn't very good. That was not good. I did
very,
terrible,
very
didn't I? How would you say
interesting
that in Chinese?
你吃了吗? Because this one is like here people say, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
How are
Okay.
you?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
it's done.
Yeah.
You can see the eggs, how they've basically, they're like scrambled eggs now.
Yeah.
Like, I have not anticipated any dish more than I have this one right now, because it is so different than anything we've had on this show, and so different than anything I've had. So it's more like a soup.
Yeah.
Would you call it a soup?
We call soup.
It is, okay, it's a
Yeah.
soup.
But I don't know how to define it because it's sweet. So
Are you going to make any for yourself? Or is that all going in
you can
my
have
bowl?
this one. You can have this one.
Is that all yours? Do I get any? I've been waiting for this. What are we going to prepare today?
Well, we have a typical dish we do in the southern part of France. It's called the Ratatouille. It's pretty much a vegetable stew. We're going to be using herbe de Provence. That's what's going to bring the smell in your kitchen.
Is this the same recipe you've used for decades?
That's the recipe I've been using. I learned it from my grandmother's.
This is a really healthy dish.
It is.
I mean,
just know that's like every stew, it tastes better the day after.
exactly.
That is really
I agree.
important.
The lavender. Is that an Americanized version? They don't use lavender in the French recipe.
We don't really.
You don't use the lavender when you cook.
No.
Yeah.
You
This
know,
is
we
something- yeah.
use the lavender in France really mostly for perfume.
Yeah. When you use a Dutch oven like that, so cast iron, do you get a better overall
I really
cooking
like
throughout?
Dutch oven are really fantastic for any stew, vegetable stew
Yeah.
or just meat stew.
Yeah.
I met my wife at UNO a long time ago.
Yeah.
And only a woman will bring it to Omaha.
That's
And
it.
this-
The Calabash Nutmeg is what
Yes.
we're talking about today.
Uh-huh.
So if you want to get a shot at it, but it does have an aroma when you break into it.
It does, yeah.
Break into this a little bit.
Yeah, you can pound on it.
And you usually grind it up a little bit more. I didn't
Yeah,
really do a very good job of that.
Yeah,
so.
but it's okay. It dissolves in the sauce,
Sure,
so
okay.
it's not like it's a big deal. So you just add a little
Not a
bit.
lot, but that's
not
what
a
gives
lot.
it the flavor.
Yeah, just to give it the fragrance, and you kind of slow this baby down before you have all the splashes all
When
over.
you look at this, it's a very simple recipe. How are we coming on the peanut butter sauce?
It's done.
It's
It
done?
ha- it has been
Okay, what do
done.
we do with it? Do we just we put it in a bowl?
And then we put it in the bowl, and then we have a little sample here.
Yeah, so chef, this is the finished product right
Yes,
here, right?
this is
Let's break this down real quick.
Yes.
So, what do we got?
So we have some mixed veggies, South African veggies, and then we have some pico on top,
Okay.
white rice, chicken, and plantain on the side.
Okay.
Cut the plantain in half, a sprinkle of salt if you like, and just deep fry them. That's all that
Fantastic.
is, yeah. So you
Can I
can
add
just
some
drizzle the
sauce?
sauce all over if you like.
Okay, and is this how
Yeah.
you typically do it?
Just like
so
that.
people can put as much or as little sauce on as they want.
You
Right?
are already expert.
Are we on the same wavelength there?
Yes, yes. Some people like a lot of sauce. I like my son loves a lot of sauce.
Yeah.
So he'll like do twice the container of the sauce. But some people just want a little drizzle. So you
I'm
have
looking
that
at this
option.
plate. This is fairly healthy.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
the
the
reason.
chicken, it's
It's
a-
grilled chicken
it's a
instead
grilled
of the
chicken.
fried one we usually have.
Rice, vegetables.
Yes.
Plantain.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Still haven't put the halloumi cheese in there yet. have
Yeah.
you?
You put it right when you just stop cooking it.
Have you cooked for your teammates?
This specific food? Or?
Any specific food from
I
Cyprus?
have, yeah, I have actually.
You have?
Yeah, I
Okay.
enjoy cooking and baking and everything. So surprisingly, for a college student, I do.
That's great.
Then you just add the pasta at the
And
bottom.
yeah. I call it bucatini. People here know bucatini. You call it
Pastitsio.
pastitsio. And
Yeah.
here it is right here.
The secret step that maybe not a lot of recipes will say.
The secret step?
Yes.
I love the secret part of it. This is what makes recipes.
You add halloumi again.
Give away your secret recipe.
I know, that's my mom's secret, so hopefully she won't be upset.
No, she won't. We won't tell her.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll never watch this, right?
Well, she might because she's like, you need to show me.
I know. I'm sure she will
All
watch
moms
this.
are like that.
Yeah. Check that out. That is it. The final product, the Cypriot Pastitsio. I'm going to take a bite.
Let me know if you like it.
I'm sure I won't have any problems with this dish.
Well, if you don't like it, just don't say it.
I won't say it, but I won't even have to do that. Special flavors in there. That mint makes it taste so fantastic. All 13 episodes have started with the phrase, food has no boundaries, right? Well, food doesn't have boundaries. In fact, if it was just food that was the criteria, we'd all be sharing all these recipes and we'd all be living a happy life. Explain what piklitz is. Am I saying it right? Piklitz?
Pickles.
Pickles.
It's with the accent.
Okay,
You need-
pickles.
yeah, you need the French accent.
Yeah, what is it?
Pickles is more like a condiment. It's more of a relish. It's more of a salad. So it's something that we eat every day.
Yeah.
Whenever we have plantain, soup, or rice and bean, or chicken, pickles has to be on the table. If you don't have pickles, then you're not in Haiti.
And then a soup that you're making
Yes.
too, right?
The soup is after the slave revolt against the French on January 1st, 1904, we got our independence. And the soup represents something that the slave could not eat. There was more the master eating.
Sure.
So we use that symbol of the soup to represent liberation
Yeah.
from the French.
Yeah,
you know?
and the ingredients in the soup, what is it?
So you got beef, you got cabbage. It's almost the same ingredient you use in the pickles.
pickles?
Yeah, but the difference is you have pumpkin. And once it's over, usually it's the woman that cooking the food and the man is playing dominoes.
Yeah.
You know, and drinking Haitian rum, you know.
That's not how it is in my household. That's not, I got to get to work in the kitchen in my
Yeah,
house.
so once the soup is over, we all kids, adults, we all sit down and gather. We just, it's more of a celebration.
Yeah.
Comparing the culture, you know, it's really astounding the way people live in Haiti and the way people live here. And even Haiti is a struggling country, you know, one of the poorest in the hemisphere now. You know, it used to be one of the richest back then, you know, but people always smiling. People always welcome,
Right.
you know, the labor, the hard work, you know, so our food represent that.
Yes.
You know, pickles and choubjumu, all that.
Chef, I've enjoyed having you here. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Love the culture. Let's have
Thank
another
you.
drink before we go, okay? Oh, you took it. I was trying to savor it. Thank you. How has that geographic setting impacted the foods that come out of the Philippines?
It's through immigration because Philippines share with a maritime border. It's like Japan, China. Yep.
What are you making? What's the name of this dish?
We're making a pancit today.
How do you say that?
Pancit.
Pancit. Okay.
It's
pancit.
just like this. Pancit.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Pancit.
Okay. Pancit. So it's these noodles right here. It's basically a
pancit
noodle
is
dish.
a noodles. Pancit is just our dialect.
Yeah. Hey, I like pasta. I like noodles. I'm in. I'm all in for this. Okay.
We have a belief that we don't have to cut the noodles when we cook because by preparing that noodles without cutting it, it represents like we have a long life.
Right. I'll take the long noodles then. When you guys cook, Do you get the family involved?
Yes, we usually when we have occasions,
Like gatherings.
yeah, gatherings, all families are helping each other. Some peeling, like slicing, and some are cooking.
Must be nice. I don't have any help in my house.
Like we're working like a team.
Yes, it is.
You got it figured out. I got some work to do in my household. Yeah. I love the texture of this. And the vegetables and the texture of the pasta is fantastic.
You just pour it all the way to the top. You grab another mint. And cheers, salud.
The Corvina Ceviche. Explain what that is.
Oh, let me show it. This is Corvina. Corvina is from the bass family. This is a beautiful fishy right here.
That's a big cut.
It's very common in Central America. It's a healthy meal. It's a happy, healthy summer meal. And as you saw, it's 15 minutes. The important thing is to get your ginger and a very, very good fish.
Is this one of the staples?
This is definitely something you're going to find in any restaurant in Costa Rica.
Any
Definitely.
restaurant, okay.
And Costa Ricans, we have a very balanced diet if you think about it. Our plates are like a rainbow. We always have some protein, we have rice, we have beans, we have salad that usually involves tomatoes and some beets. And we have a hash on the side always. That it can be potato hash, it can be plantain hash, it can be squash hash. So you have another veggie on the side. And that is called a casado. It's a big plate with a little bit of everything that looks like a rainbow. So that's the beginning of nutrition in Costa Rica. I'm not gonna lie to you, nowadays, and with these times, people tend to eat more processed food and we are getting a little fat. But Costa Rica has a tradition of very, very, very balanced food.
That's great. Don't become America in Costa Rica, okay? Don't be us.
It happens. I mean, it's just humanity, I guess, right? We're all running nowadays.
It is.
Instead of taking your time to cook. But
Yeah.
take 20 minutes and cook, people. It's better for you.
Absolutely. And the Corvina Ceviche is fantastic. For immigrants, food is not something that nourishes their body. It really feeds their soul. And that's something that connects them back to their homeland because it makes them excellent cooks here in the United States. It's their way of remembering their home, preserving a lot of their traditions that they remember and that they were born with, and they came here with their family members. And some of our guests have spent more than 50 years in the United States speaking their native language as if they arrived yesterday. Tamitra, good to see you, Tamitra. And Dina, good to see you.
Good to see you
We
too.
go back a little ways.
Yes,
So
we do.
I know these two. They're
Yeah.
troublemakers. We're just going to tell you up front. We're going to have big problems in this show, okay?
I forgot the
but
ouzo, right?
We didn't forget.
We forgot the ouzo.
We're going to talk about that. in a
Then we
second.
will be in trouble.
Yes, exactly. Tamitra, would you tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got to the United States? Because you come from an area in southern Greece.
Yes, I come from Kalamata. I had two brothers here. When I finished high school, I came here to go to college. Things didn't work out. My mom got sick. I went back. Then a year later, I came back with my husband. That was original.
So you weren't planning on staying. You
No.
were just going to go to college.
I
go
didn't
back.
like it. I came, and the first time I came, I only stayed for 3 months, and I wasn't too happy.
Yeah.
Miss home, miss my parents, my family,
Yeah.
my country.
Well, it's a long ways
my
away, yeah.
language.
Yeah.
I felt so, I didn't know how to speak. It was different. It was difficult. I
In
met
Greece.
this guy.
And then,
yes.
so what was behind
He
the decision to come back over here then?
Like I say, he promised me for
The
5
American
years.
dream.
So he
For
said,
5 years.
I'm going to give you 5 years.
In the
Yes.
States, we're going to make money and go
And
back.
then we're going to go
And then,
back.
and then go back. And then you stayed.
And then he told me he lied to me.
He was just trying to get you over here
Yes.
for 5 years. Because he knew if you spent that much time here, it would probably
I
grow
might
on
like
you.
it.
Yeah.
Still, I'm trying to see.
I know. Okay, so what are we going to make today?
Today we're going to make chicken riganato. It's a very popular dish and easy for the young people too when they, start cooking.
Yeah. If you were to introduce your cuisine to somebody that doesn't really have a lot of experience with Greek food, how would you describe it? The Mediterranean olive oil, lemon, the
It's the best Mediterranean cuisine. They say it's the most healthy cuisine.
Yeah.
Because it's the olive oil. Olive oil is the antioxidant. And it's lemon, but lemon is very good for the health.
Yep.
And It's the best.
Bingo bango, there is the finished product. Take a look at this, it's
good.
gorgeous. Yeah,
And it tastes
smells,
better.
It just smells so good. And I like how you get the dark crust on top.
Yes,
You need that
yes,
crust, because
yes.
that's the skin, right? The skin
Yes.
does that?
Yes.
Okay,
Good.
fantastic. My family's from Carlentini, Sicily, and you're from an area
I am-
near there.
I'm from San Cataldo. It's a small town in the middle of the island. And it's kind of funny that I decided to make this dish today, which represents our culture and the island. And me being like from in the middle of the island, we do have a lot of fennel. It
Yeah.
grows wild all over the places, and that's why we use a lot of that herbal for dishes.
While I tried, I want to talk to you.
Mike,
Do you-
it's unbelievable, man.
How do you incorporate cooking and family time? How important is that? And do you have help in the kitchen, or is it always you in the kitchen by yourself when you're cooking at home?
To me, food, family, hand in hand. One way to keep your family together, cook for them once or twice a week.
They won't go far.
But you know what, Mike? It's so important. Family and food I just wish that a lot more people did that.
Yeah.
We all love each other.
We do. Everybody
You know
we
why?
do.
Because we love to sing.
Yeah.
Cantare. All right, Mike.
Okay, that's enough of that.
We all worked together, helped each other out, and we all got along. I'm the kind of person, I love culture.
Yeah.
I love to learn other people's culture, other people's language, and listen to them and listen to their stories, which that's part of life.
Yeah.
The beauty of life.
It is. It's fantastic.
Don't be selfish. Share it with everybody.
Share it and share the food and share the fennel. And that is the end of our first season of Spice and Recipe. So listen, America, go out there, spice up your kitchen table. And if you want to check out all of our guests, or if you want to get some of those recipes that we had on this season, all 13 episodes, you can just go to our website, newamericansmedia.com. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will know when I'm coming back, because we do have plans for a second season. Again, thank you all for watching. It's been a fun time. Go out there and have a great day, OMA and USA.